Hello and welcome back to An Academy. So let's get NEET PG. Myself, Dr. Muskan Chaudhary, and I will be guiding you for the NEET PG microbiology subject. So as we know that An Academy is one of the largest largest platform for the NEET PG as well as other preparation exam. And in the daily life classes, in which the educator aspirants can chat and can engage in the discussion, can do their question answer round, and can do their ask their doubts. The structured course is something that is being provided by the topmost educator on the NEET PG platform on the Unacademy, along with the live test and quizzes, in which unlimited access to the educator to aspirants is of greatest benefit, mainly for those students in which who are actually at the periphery, who are the medical officers, and it is quite difficult for them to actually prepare for the examinations due to their work hours, so they cannot manage their live class schedule, so they can watch their videos whenever they feel, so whenever they have time. Now one is the iconic subscription. Icon subscription is something that is new to the Unacademy, and in the Unacademy the prep ladder has collaborated, in which the best of the prep ladder videos, in which the video lecture of all the subjects with the printed notes is being provided along with the rapid revision courses. As we know that the rapid revision course of the prep ladder is very famous among the aspirants, and aspirants just before the examination can do their revision with the prep ladder notes, and can do their can analyze their preparation along with the NEET PG an academy platform through the live class as well as the live test and the quizzes. Now, one is the professional 3-year batch, in which the doubt clarification with the raise a hand feature, that is something new, along with that the live interactive classes and subject wise full length tests are being included. Now, next is the FMG batch. Now, in the FMG batch, the PDF notes are being provided for the session. Now, recorded session is something that can be easily seen whenever the educator, whenever the aspirant feel like, and can do the T&D sessions to understand the difficult concepts and can have their doubt clearing sessions. Now, one is the 12-month subscriptions. Now, in the 12-month subscriptions, An Academy gives a lot of perk that along with the 12-month subscriptions, you actually get 2 months free, totally free by the Unacademy. So as we compare the price of the Unacademy to other online education platform, it is very reliable and cheap. For 1 month, it is around 40,500 after 10% discount, and you can use my code, that is Muskan, to get the 10% discount on the NEET PG. Right? So now moving next is the Bugs Bounty. If you find any error or bug in the content or the slide of an educator, if you are being found correct, you can win the exciting offers and the prizes. Right now that today's topic is antibody, as we know that antibody or the immunoglobulin is a specialized glycoprotein that is being produced by the activated B cells or the plasma cells in response to an antigen, and is capable of combining with the antigen that triggers its production. So, what is mainly antibody? Antibody or immunoglobulin is a specialized glycoprotein that is being produced by the activated B cell, or that are plasma cells in response to any antigen. Okay. Now, it was found that when the serum is subjected to electrophoresis, the serum proteins are separated into various fragments. Not important. Now, antibodies are located in the gamma globin fraction because they immunologically react with the antigen. They were given the name as immunoglobulin because they react with the antigen, and they are located in the gamma globin fraction. Both the terms, both the terms immunoglobulin. Sorry for that. Now, okay, sorry for the disturbance. By the both the terms immunoglobulin and antibody are used interchangeably and represent the physiologically and functional properties of the molecule respectively. Now, immunoglobulins constitutes about 20 to 25% of the total total serum proteins. So what is the important point to remember here, that immunoglobulin is a specialized glycoprotein and that is being produced by the activated B cells or the plasma cells, and there are about five classes of the immunoglobulin, that is GUM, A, that is IgG, IgA, IgM, IgD and IgE. They are the isotopes, matlab actually they are having difference in the heavy chain, and on the basis of the difference in the heavy chains there are actually five classes of the antibodies that we study today, that is the gum day. Now coming to the structure of the antibodies are actually what they are: Y-shaped heterodimer composed of the four polypeptide chain. Okay, and they are Y-shaped heterodimer. Now, two identical light chain and of molecular weight around 25,000 Dalton each, and two identical H chains each having molecular weight of 50,000 Dalton or more. So remember, it is a Y-shaped heterodimer consisting of four polypeptide chain, right, and two identical light chain and two identical heavy chain. Okay. Now moving next, light chain and the heavy chain, all four are bound to each other by disulfide bonds. That is, the disulfide bonds are present between the light chain and the heavy chain by the disulfide bonds and by non-covalent interactions such as the salt linkage, hydrogen bond and the hydrophobic bond. So question is framed here कि जो लाइट चेन और हैवी चेन के बीच में क्या होता है, डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड तो होता है, इसके अलावा और कौन से बॉन्ड्स होते हैं, दैट इज they are the salt linkage, hydrogen bond, and the hydrophobic bonds. ठीक है, all the chains have two ends, that is, one is the amino terminal end and carboxy terminal end. There are around five classes of the heavy chains and two classes of the light chain. The five classes, as I told you, of heavy chains are structurally and intergenically distinct, and each is designated to by the Greek letter, that is the gamma, alpha, lambda and eta. The five classes of the immunoglobulin, that is the gum, they are classified based on the amino acid sequences of the heavy chain. So what we have to remember here, that all the light chain and heavy chains, they are bound together by the disulfide bond. इसके अलावा hydrogen hydrophobic bond और salt linkage भी होता है. All the chain at the two ends have, one is the amino terminal and another is the carboxy terminal, and the five classes of the immunoglobulins are classified based on the amino acid sequence. Now, the light chains of two types, that is kappa or lambda, and in one antibody, either kappa is present or lambda is present, that together they are not present. Now, Korngold and Lipari, who originally described them, in humans, 60% of the light chain are the kappa and 40% is the lambda. Remember, या तो kappa present होगा या lambda present होगा, जो bonds present होते हैं, that we have to remember. Now this is the structure of the antibody, right? So this is the light chain and this is the heavy chain, and as you can see, the disulfide bond, they are binding together the light chain and the heavy chain. इसके अलावा और भी जो थे, इसके अलावा we have to remember कि as you can see कि this Y-shaped heterodimer disulfide bonds. Now this is the heavy chain. Heavy chain में क्या होता है, जो वेरिएबल रीजन जो होता है वो बड़ा होता है, ठीक है, एंड इसमें एक हाईली वेरिएबल रीजन भी होता है, ठीक है. सो वेरिएबल रीजन और ये होता है कांस्टेंट रीजन, तो दोनों में होता है. हियर आल्सो कांस्टेंट रीजन एंड द वेरिएबल रीजन, बट जो लाइट हैवी चेन होता है उसका वेरिएबल रीजन बड़ा होता है कंपेयर टू दैट ऑफ द कांस्टेंट रीजन, एंड वेरी हाई वेरिएबल रीजन इज प्रेजेंट इन द वेरिएबल रीजन ऑफ द लाइट चेन. और इसमें क्या होता है, वेरी हाई वेरिएबल रीजन में क्या होता है, एक एंटीजेनिक डिटर्मिनेंट होता है, दैट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि जैसे कई बार क्या होता है कि अगर अपन जैसे कि हॉर्स के एंटीबॉडीज अगर अपन किसी इंसान में डालेंगे तो उस एंटीबॉडी के अगेंस्ट भी एंटीबॉडी काम करेगा, तो मतलब कि एंटीबॉडी के अगेंस्ट भी एंटीबॉडी बन सकते हैं, क्योंकि एंटीबॉडी में भी क्या होता है, एंटीजेनिक डिटर्मिनेंट होता है, जो हाईली वेरिएबल रीजन जो होता है, वेरिएबल रीजन जो लाइट चेन का होता है वहां पे प्रेजेंट होता है, एंड दैट कंसिस्ट ऑफ द एंटीजेनिक डिटर्मिनेंट. Both the light chains of an antibody molecule are of same type, either kappa or lambda, but never both. This is important to remember कि या तो कप्पा present होगा या lambda present होगा, साथ में कभी present नहीं होते. Light chains are composed of around 214 amino acid, where the number of amino acid in the heavy chain is around 446 to 576. ठीक है. Now moving next, this is a same, that is a light chain, a kappa or lambda, and heavy chain, that is IgG, A, M, D, and E. Now and at the end we are having the NH3 and COH region. Now, variable and the constant region. Each heavy chain and the light chain comprises of the two regions. That is the variable and the constant region, depending upon whether the amino acid sequence of the region shows variable or the uniform pattern among the different antibodies. Now, coming to the variable region, the first 110 amino acid residue near the amino terminal of both light chain and the heavy chain constitutes the variable region designated as VL and the VH. If you see here, we can see that it is the VL and the VH region, that is the variable region, and respectively represents the antigen binding site of the antibody. So variable region is the region where this is the variable region of the heavy chain and this is of the light chain, and here the antigen will bind on the variable region. Right. So the first 110 amino acid residue near the amino terminal of both the light chain and heavy chain constitutes the variable region, and variable region is the region where the antigen will bind. Now another is a hypervariable region. As I told you, within the variable region there are some zones or the hot spots that show relatively higher variability in the amino acid, and such zones are called as hypervariable region or the complementary determining region. So we have to remember that highly variable region is also known as the complement determining region. They form the antigen binding site. As I told you, it is the site क्योंकि बहुत variable region होता है, यहाँ पे antigen determinant होता है, तो यहाँ पे आगे क्या होगा, यहाँ पे एंटीजन बाइंडिंग साइट होती है, इसलिए एंटीबॉडीज के अगेंस्ट भी एंटीबॉडी बन सकती है. देयर आर 3 हॉटस्पॉट इन द एल लाइट रीजन एंड 4 इन द हेवी रीजन रिस्पेक्टिवली. नो नीड टू रिमेंबर. नाउ नेक्स्ट इज द पैराटॉप. हमने दो चीजें पढ़ी थी, वन इज द एपिटॉप एंड द पैराटॉप. नाउ एपिटॉप is present in what the antigen, it is the smallest unit of the antigen. Now paratop, they are the site on the hypervariation that makes actual contact with the epitope and antigen is called as the paratop. So if you remember, हमने क्या चीज पढ़ी थी, एक टर्म तो होता है एपिटोप दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन द एंटीजन, एक होता है पैराटोप दैट इज प्रेजेंट ऑन द एंटीबॉडी. ठीक है. पैराटोप इज द रीजन ऑन द एंटीबॉडी दैट कम्स इन कॉन्टेक्ट विद द एपिटोप ऑफ द एंटीजन एंड एंटीजन एंटीबॉडी इंटरेक्शन कराता है. ठीक है. सो this is important to remember. Paratop is present on the antibody. Now coming to the constant region. Okay, coming next to the constant region, is it constitutes the remaining part of the immunoglobulin molecule other than that of the variable region. The length of the constant region is approximately 104 amino acid for light chain and 330 for amino acid for the gamma, lambda, and delta heavy chains, and 440 for the other heavy chains. No need to remember this. Heavy chains possess a one variable domain and 3 to 4 number of the constant domain. Heavy chains, gamma, lambda, and delta have 3 constant domains, CH1, 2, and 3, while other heavy chain have the constant domain of CH1 to CH4. Right? So remember that gamma, alpha, and delta, they have CH1, 2, and 3 constant region. Not that important to remember, you can leave it. Heavy and light chain domains. Heavy and light chain domains are further folded into domains, each containing about 110 amino acid residue. Within the domain, a loop-like structure of 60 amino acid is present. The number of domain in each cell varies. Light chain contains one variable domain and one constant domain. Now, moving next to the hinge region. Now, what is hinge region? The heavy chain, the junction between the CH1 and CH2 domain constitutes the hinge region. Like this is the constant region. Okay. So here it is the hinge region, that is the between the constant region 1 and constant region 2 domain. They are present the hinge region. This region is rich in proline and cysteine. It is rich in proline and cysteine. Okay. Now, the hinge region is flexible, allowing the IgG molecule to assume different positions that help antibody in reaching towards the antigen. Why? Just remember that why it is important. It is a flexible region, and because of its flexibility, the antibody is capable of moving towards the antigen. In IgG and IgM, the eta and heavy chains do not have hinge region. Instead, their constant region have an additional domain. The hinge region is sensitive to various enzymatic digestion. We have to remember only 2 points from here. That hinge region क्या होता है? It is the flexible region that is present in the constant between the constant domains, and because of it, the hinge region is sensitive and has the susceptible to various enzymatic donations, right? Now, moving to the enzymatic digestion, this is actually, I guess, this is the hinge region that is being shown. That is present here. It is what the constant region between the constant region. Now, coming next is the enzymatic digestion. When an immunoglobulin is suspected to the enzymes, it causes the enzymatic digestion, releasing the fragments of the antibody. Now, first we'll come to papain digestion. Now, papain cleaves the IgG molecule at a point above the disulfide bridge of the hinge region, resulting in three fragments. Now, this is what the antibody looks like, right? So if you see, this is what the fab region, this is the fab region, that is the, and this is the FC region, fab and the FC region. Now what happens is that papain cleaves the IgG molecule at a point of the hinge. We have seen at the point of the disulfide, about the disulfide bridge, about the around the hinge point. It is about the disulfide bridge of the hinge region, resulting in three fragments, each having a sedimentation coefficient of 3.5 s, and two fab fragments along with the, that is, one FC fragment. ठीक है. Now two fab fragments with one FC fragment will be released, because if you see clearly कि this is the hinge region. ठीक है. एंड यहाँ पे क्या हो, क्लीव हो गया. ठीक है. यहाँ पे क्या, तो दो तो अपने पास फैब फ्रेगमेंट रिलीज हो गया और एक अपने पास एफसी फ्रेगमेंट रिलीज हो गया. सो दिस इज हाउ इट इज. ठीक है. ये अपना fab fragment, and this is the FC region. FC region is the constant fragment, and FAB मतलब antigen binding fragment. यहाँ पे अपना hinge region, so it will cleaves around there, so release this two fab fragment and one FC fragment, right? So this happens in the papain digestion. Important here to remember कि papain के digestion से क्या क्या release होगा, दो fab and one FC fragment. Now next is the pepsin fragment. ठीक है. Now pepsin fragment will cleaves the antibody molecule at a point below the disulfide bond. This is the hinge region, this is the disulfide bond. It will release below the disulfide range of the hinge region, resulting in the formation of one fab fragment, that is a fragment having a sedimentation constant composing of two sub fab units and many smaller fragments, that is, and many smaller fragments. ठीक है. Due to the digestion of the FC portion by the pepsin into the smaller fragments. Now, what he will say here कि यहाँ पे ये एंटीबॉडी था अपने पास वाई शेप्ड है ना, यहाँ पे हिंज रीजन था, यहाँ पे अपने डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड्स था, so it will actually below the disulfide bond of the, it will cleave below the disulfide bond of the hinge region. So if you can clearly see, this is one portion that is released, ठीक है, तो ये ऐसा रिलीज होगा और एक नीचे वाला, तो ये रीजन, तो एक तो फैब फ्रेगमेंट रिलीज होगा जिसके दो फैब सब यूनिट्स है, और एक अपने पास एफसी फ्रेगमेंट है, लेकिन वो इतना छोटा रिलीज हुआ कि उसका डाइजेशन हो गया इनटू स्मॉलर पार्टिकल्स, सो ओनली one fab complete fab fragment, that is many smaller fragment due to digestion of the fc portion by the pepsin into smaller fragments. Now meracaptoethanol reduction of the igg molecule generates four fragments, two heavy chain, two light chain, as it cleaves only disulfide bond. We have to remember कि मेरा कैप्टोइथेनॉल क्या होगा, डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड यहाँ था, एक यहाँ था और एक यहाँ था, सिर्फ डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड को तोड़ेगा तो चार फ्रेगमेंट्स रिलीज होंगे, टू हैवी चेन एंड टू लाइट चेन. इजी टू रिमेम्बर. Okay. Now moving next is the, this is what the pepsin, as I told you कि pepsin क्या करेगा कि ये जो hinge region का जो डाइसल्फाइड है वहां पे उसके ऊपर जाके क्लीव करेगा, अगर उसके ऊपर जाके क्लीव करेगा तो अपने पास क्या रिलीज हुआ, दिस सॉरी वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द पेप्सिन, इट क्लीव्स बिलो द सल्फाइड बॉन्ड ऑफ द पेप्सिन, दिस hinge region, to be release one complete fab fragment with two fab segment, two fab subunits and one and smaller fragments. ठीक है. नाउ ऐसा क्वेश्चन आता है कि वन फैब और द टू फैब, सो टू फैब फ्रेगमेंट विल बी मोर करेक्ट देन द वन फैब फ्रेगमेंट, क्योंकि जहाँ पे जो दो फैब फ्रेगमेंट है, जो दो फैब सब यूनिट है, दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज टू इंडिविजुअल, so this will be preferred, right? Now moving next to the functions of the immunoglobulin. Now functions of the antigen binding to the binding to the antigen is the primary function of an antibody, which can result in the protection of the host. The fab fragment bears the variable region, as we have seen. This is the fab fragment. हाँ, से वो switch on electrical laptop. Now functions of the immunoglobulin. Yes. Okay, so coming to the functions of the immunoglobulin, the antigen binding to is the primary function of the antibody. Now we have seen कि ये जो अपने पास जो antibody थी, ठीक है, ऊपर तो अपने पास था क्या फैब फ्रेगमेंट, एंड नीचे अपने पास एफसी फ्रेगमेंट. सो द फैब फ्रेगमेंट बियर्स द वेरी, ऐसा कि बाहर की साइड अपने पास क्या था, वेरिएबल रीजन, अंदर की तरफ कांस्टेंट. नाउ द फैब फ्रेगमेंट बियर्स द वेरिएबल रीजन as it is involved in the interaction with the antigen, and the valency of the antibody refers to the number of the fab region it possesses. ठीक है. thus a simple monomeric antibody molecule have a valency of 2. ठीक है, तो valency क्या हुई, valency of any antibody is the number of fab region. ठीक है, अगर अपन मोनोमेरिक एंटीबॉडी कह रहे हैं तो इसका मतलब कि उसके पास दो फैब रीजन है, राइट, and having a valency of 2. Number of fab region is equal to valency. Now coming to the effective functions by the Fc region. Now most of the times the binding of the antibody to its antigen doesn't result in any direction biological effect. Rather, variety of secondary effective functions are produced that is mediated by the uh, constant fragment or region of the antibody. Now what are these effectors functions? Now it is a fixation of the complement. Antibody coating with the target cell binds to the complement through its Fc region. Now what happens that this is the antibody that comes in, ऊपर से तो अपने पास क्या एंटीजन के साथ रिएक्ट हो गया, एंड दिस इज द Fc region, here the complement is binded. ठीक है, complement linkage will takes place which will result into the complement system, complement mediated lysis of the target cell. So FAB, that is the antibody binding site, there the antigen binding site, there the antigen will bind, and the Fc region the complement will bind and result in the complement mediated lysis of the target cell, binding to the various cell types. Now, phagocyte, lymphocyte, platelets, these and bears the Fc origin that bind to Fc portions of the immunoglobulin. That is, phagocytes, lymphocytes, and all, they bind to the Fc region of the immunoglobulin through the FcR receptors. Binding can activate the cells to perform the biological functions. Some immunoglobulin also bind to receptors on the placenta trophoblast, because we know that IgG can cross through the placenta and the breast milk. So they bind to receptors on the placental trophoblast through the Fc region, which results in the transfer of the IgG. Only the FAB is the only site where the एंटीजन will bind. इसके अलावा कहीं और पे bind हो रहा तो वो FC की हेल्प से bind होगा, चाहे वो कॉम्प्लीमेंट से bind हो, चाहे वो प्लेसेंटा के रिसेप्टर से bind हो, चाहे वो फेगोसाइट या लिम्फोसाइट प्लेटलेट से bind हो. Just remember one कि antigen will bind only on the FAB, rest will bind through the FC. Now immunoglobulin classes. Based on the five types of the heavy chains, there are five classes of the immunoglobulin, that is the gum they. Okay, and each class can also exist at two types due to the presence of the different light chains depending on the kappa and the lambda, and both will not present at the same time. Now, IgG and IgA are further divided into the subclass, that is the four for IgG are IgG 1, 2, 3 and 4, and IgGA are 1 and 2 due to minor difference in the amino acid sequence in the constant region of the heavy chain. Important properties are summarized. Now first we'll talk about the IgG. Okay, remember, this is the sequence that is the present in the concentration. IgG is present in the one is the highest concentration, about 70 to 80% in the body. Okay, and it has among all IgG has maximum daily production, longest T half life, and highest serum concentration. Okay, it can be remembered by the remaining, that is MLS. ठीक है, MLS for IgG, that is the it is has the maximum daily production, longest half life and the maximum serum concentration. ठीक है, MLSG. ठीक है, और GMLS whatever you remember, that is किसी का नाम जैसे रिमेम्बर बोलो गमल है, दैट इज गमल्स. ठीक है, IgG, that is the maximum production, longest half life and serum concentration is the highest. Now इसके अपने चार क्लासेस की बात की थी, depending upon the amino acid, variability in the amino acid that is present in the heavy chain, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they differ each other in the amino acid sequence in the constant region of the gamma heavy chain. Okay, now the subclass vary in the biological functions, length of the hinge region and number of the disulfide. Ig3 has the longest hinge region and with 11 interchange the disulfide bonds. So हमको क्या क्या अपन को याद करना, एक तो MLS, that is a maximum daily concentration, longest half life and serum concentration is the highest. चार classes है 1, 2, 3 and 4 depending upon the heavy chain, and they vary in the length of the hinge region. Now, that Ig3 has the longest hinge region. Now, functions of the IgG, they can cross placenta. As we have seen that IgG cross the placenta, that is, they can cross the placenta and provide immunity to the fetus and the newborn. Among subclass, IgG has the poorest ability to cross the placenta. Just remember, they can cross the placenta. Complement fixation, FC region of the IgG can bind to complement, thus activates the classical pathway. We have to remember this sequence of the complement activation, that's the 3-1-2, that is IgG 3, IgG 1 and 2. Remember by 312. So how do we remember the remodeling? That's a Gamal 312. that we have to remember, that the maximum concentration, longest half-life, and the serum concentration is the highest, with the ability to activate the complement Ig3, 1 and 2. And coming to the phagocytosis, IgG1 and the 3 bind to the Fc receptors present on the phagocytes with high affinity and enhance the phagocytosis और ऑप्सोनाइजेशन. ठीक है, अब ऑप्सोनाइजेशन में कौन सा पार्ट ज्यादा ले रहा है, दैट इज द वन IgG1 and IgG3. IG2 has extremely low affinity. ठीक है, तो IgG2 देखा जाए तो हर जगह कमजोर है. ठीक है, वो प्लेसेंटा को क्रॉस करने में कमजोर है, वो फेगोसाइटोसिस करने में भी कमजोर है, वो कॉम्प्लीमेंट फिक्सेशन करने में भी कमजोर है. तो बचा कौन, 3 and 1 बचा. तो 3 and 1 कॉम्प्लीमेंट फिक्सेशन भी ज्यादा अच्छे से करेगा और फेगोसाइटोसिस को एनहेंस भी अच्छे से करेगा. सो इजी टू रिमेंबर. नाउ इट mediates the precipitation and neutralization reaction. IgG plays a major role in the neutralization of the toxin, and it is raised after a long time following the infection and they represent chronic or the past infection. ठीक है, now coagulation. IgG subclasses mediate coagulation reaction by binding to protein of protein A of the aureus, Staphylococcus aureus. So what we have to remember in the IgG, what are the key points that we have to remember? ठीक है, what the key point, that is it is Gummels 312. इसका मतलब IgG maximum concentration, longer half life, and as for highest serum concentration, IgG3, 1 and 2 in the sequence, they are responsible for the complement activation. 2 सबसे पुअर है, 2 सबसे पुअर है क्रॉस करने में भी प्लेसेंटा, 2 सबसे पुअर है कॉम्प्लीमेंट को भी एक्टिवेशन में करने में, और 2 सबसे पुअर है, अपने एक पॉइंट पढ़ा था, फेगोसाइटोसिस ऑक्सीजनेशन में भी. ठीक है, नाउ कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट, दैट इज द IgG raised after long time for chronic and the recovery. Easy to remember. Coagulation, Staphylococcus aureus का coagulation भी करता है, IG3 mediate the coagulation reaction. Now moving rest to the immunoglobulin M. Now, IgG-M, amongst all the immunoglobulin, IgG has maximum molecular weight and maximum sedimentation coefficient. So, how can we remember it, that IgG, okay, IgG has M4M, that is highest molecular weight, सबसे भारी और इसका सबसे ज्यादा मैक्सिमम सेडिमेंटेशन कोएफिशिएंट भी होगा. इट इजी एंड रिलेटेबल. इट इज प्रेजेंट ओनली इन द इंट्रावास्कुलर कंपार्टमेंट and not in the body fluids or the secretion, only present in the vascular compartment. IgM exists both as a monomer and the pentamer. If you can see that this is the IgM that is present in the pentamer form. Now, when present a membrane-bound antibody on the B cell, it exists in monomer form, and when present in secreted form, when it is a membrane-bound antibody on the B cell, when it is present on the when present as membrane-bound antibody on the B cell, it exists as the monomer. When present in the secreted form, it is pentamer. ठीक है, that is a 5 IgM monomer units are joined together with each other to form a complete IgM pentamer. So how do we remember this? Now how do we remember this? हम इसको कैसे याद करते हैं? IgM. ठीक है, एक तो ये क्या है, हाईएस्ट molecular weight, M4M, that is highest molecular weight है, तो मैक्सिमम इसका सेडिमेंटेशन रेट कोएफिशिएंट भी होगा. ठीक है, दूसरा ये क्या होता है, वैस्कुलर कंपार्टमेंट में होता है, इंट्रावैस्कुलर कंपार्टमेंट में होता है, बॉडी फ्लूइड्स में सीक्रेट नहीं होगा. ठीक है, therefore not present in the body fluids. दूसरा, it exists both in the monomer form or the pentamer form. ठीक है, now, when it is present on the B cell, it is present in the monomer, but when it is released in the pentamer form. Easy to remember. Now, moving to the functions. Now, IgM is the first antibody to be produced during an infection, represent acute or the recent infection. It is the primary immune response. No need to clarify this point. Complement fixing, it is the most potent activator of the classical complement pathway due to multiple complementing binding sites. Now this is easy to remember. अपनों ने क्या देखा था कि complement कहाँ जाके bind होता है? कॉम्प्लीमेंट जाके बाइंड होता है एफसी रीजन पे, और एफसी रीजन मैक्सिमम किसके पास है? आईजीएम के पास, क्योंकि ये क्या पेंटामर है, इसके पास ज्यादा है तो जल्दी एक्टिवेट करेगा कॉम्प्लीमेंट को, तो मोस्ट पोटेंट एक्टिवेटर. इट इज ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट ऑन द बी सेल surface in the monomer and serves as a B cell receptor for antigen binding. It acts as an opsonate that is bind to antigen which is easily recognized and removed. ठीक है, and more potent in observation than IgG and IgM. So what were the key points that we have to remember? That IgM मैक्सिमम मॉलिक्यूलर वेट, तो सेडिमेंटेशन कोएफिशिएंट भी ज्यादा है, फिर ऊपर से पेंटामर में रिलीज होता है, और इंट्रावस्कुलर, 3 पॉइंट्स तो होते हैं. इसके अलावा क्योंकि ये पेंटामर है तो एफसी रीजन पे इसके पास 5 हो गए, तो 5 एफसी रीजन पे कॉम्प्लीमेंट भी ज्यादा जुड़ेंगे, तो मोस्ट पोटेंट एक्टिवेटर ऑफ द क्लासिकल कॉम्प्लीमेंट पाथवे. इसके अलावा क्या करता है कि ऑप्शन में भी हेल्प करेगा, क्योंकि एफसी रीजन पे जाके एंटीजन बाइंड होता है, that binds to antigen, that easily recognized and removed. Therefore, it is more potent in the opsonization than IgG. Also, we read कि IgG भी क्या था, opsonization की तरह काम कर रहा था, क्योंकि FC receptors पे जाके IgG bind to FC receptors present on the phagocytes, right, which has affinity and enhance the phagocytosis of the antigen bound to them. Now, moving next is the fetal immunity is the first antibody to be synthesized in the fetal life, thus provide immunity to the fetus. Presence of the IgM in fetus or newborn indicates the intrauterine infections, and its detection is useful in the diagnosis of the congenital infections. ठीक है, protection against the intravascular, IgM being intravascular is responsible for protection against the blood invasion, and it mediates in agglutination is about 20 times more effective in bacterial agglutination. So it is the first antibody to be synthesized in fetal life, and protection against the intravascular, क्योंकि intravascular antibody होता है, and mediates the agglutination. Now coming next to the IgGA. IgG is the second most abundant next to IgG and constitutes about 10 to 15% of the total serum IgG. It exists in both the monomer and dimer. Okay, now it is predominantly in the monomer form, and serum IgA interacts with the Fc receptors on the immune effector cells to initiate various functions such as ADCC, that is antibody dependent cell mediated cytotoxicity. Very important to remember, it is A for A that is causing ADCC, that is antibody dependent सेल mediated cytotoxicity. और मैंने क्या होता है, सिर्फ एक एंटीजन होता है जो फैब रीजन पे जाके अटैच हो गया, इसके बाद सारे जो रिसेप्टर्स, सारी जो सेल्स होंगी वो रिसेप्टर्स के थ्रू एफ रीजन पे जाके अटैच होंगी. ठीक है, सो अफेक्टर सेल्स के थ्रू इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर ADCC, दैट इज एंटीबॉडी डिपेंडेंट सेल mediated cytotoxicity. So easy to remember, that is the गम में हमने देखा था concentration, that is the A is the second most abundant, and A for A, that is it is causing the ADCC. Now, it is a secretory. IgA is dimeric in nature. The two IgA monomer units are joined by the J chain. Just remember the name of the chain. In addition, there is another joining segment present between two IgA molecule called the secretory component. That is, IgA एक तो monomer form में होता है, एक dimer, but monomer is more dominant when it is released. That is, we have seen at it is also dimeric in nature. The two IgA monomer units are joined by the what? J chain. In addition, there is another joining segment present between two IgA molecule called the secretory component. Location, it is predominant antibody found in the milk. You have to remember milk, saliva, intestinal and other mucosal secretion. Since it is a secretory IgA antibody, it is mainly released in the mucosal secretion, salivary secretion, and the milk. It is derived from poly IgG receptor present on the serosal surfaces of the epithelial cell. क्योंकि क्या होता है कि जो IgG antibody, as I told you, एक तो A for A, it is ADCC, ठीक है, सेकंड हाईएस्ट इन दैट इज प्रेजेंट इन द बॉडी। तीसरा वी हैव टू रिमेम्बर सीक्रेटरी है, ये सीक्रेटरी है तो सीक्रेशन में प्रेजेंट होगा, चाहे वो मिल्क एंड सलाइवा एंड द म्यूकोजल सीक्रेशन। ठीक है, और इसका जो ये दो डाइमर होते हैं सीक्रेटरी कंपोनेंट से लिंक्ड होते हैं, अगर सीक्रेटरी कंपोनेंट से लिंक्ड होते हैं दो डाइमर, देन इट इज मेनली अ सीक्रेटरी एंटीबॉडी। कमिंग टू द फंक्शंस, क्योंकि म्यूकोजल में मिलता है तो इट इज कॉजिंग अ लोकल और द म्यूकोजल इम्यूनिटी। देयरफॉर जब अपन लाइफ एंड वैक्सीनेशन करते हैं, इट इज आईजीए दैट इंक्रीजेस प्रोवाइड्स प्रोटेक्शन अगेंस्ट पैथोजन बाय क्रॉस लिंकिंग बिगर एंटीजन विद मल्टीपल एपिटॉप्स। It is effective against bacteria like Salmonella, Vibrio, Neisseria viruses. Breast milk is rich in IgA secretion and provides good protection. We have to remember it mediates the लोकल और द म्यूकोजल इम्यूनिटी, और म्यूकोजल सिक्रेशंस में रिलीज होता है, मोनोमर डाइमर में होता है, डाइमर है तो मोनोमर यूनिट जे चेन से बाइंड होती है। Now, coming to the IgA, this we have the dimix is synthesized by plasma cells situated in mucosal epithelium. The J chain is also produced in the same cell, whereas a secretory complex is synthesized by mucosal epithelial cell. Now, moving now Moving to subclasses of the IgA, depending upon the amino acid in the constant region, there are mainly two subclasses, that is Ig1, Ig8 1 and 2. जितने भी subclasses है वो depend करते हैं जो भी heavy chain के constant region पे, ठीक है, that is the constant region of the heavy chains. They will determine the subclasses whether it be IgG1, 2, 3 and 4, IgA1 and 2. Now, IgA exists in two isotypes. That is one, it is the dominant, that is IgA1 is more than IgA2. ठीक है, now Ig1A comprises about 90% and 2 only 10% is present in higher concentration in secretion. Ig2 is present in higher concentration in secretions than in serum, in nasal and the male genital secretion. 40% in saliva and 60% chronic and female genital secretions. IgA2 lacks the disulfide bond between the heavy and the light chain. Polysaccharide antigens tends to induce more IgA2 synthesis than the protein antigens. Now, moving to the next is the IgE. We have already seen the IgA that it is ADCC it was causing, and the two subclass was present. It is monomer, and what else point did we miss? Because then the local immunity it is giving. So moving next is a IgE. Now, Ig is having the lowest serum concentration, that is the gum day, that is the Ig is the lowest serum concentration. सबसे ये lowest serum concentration होगा, सबसे छोटी half life, shortest की half life and minimum daily production, that is everything is low. ठीक है, minimum daily production, shortest half life and the lowest serum concentration. It is only heat liable antibody. We have to remember that is it is only heat labile antibody. It is affinity for the surface of the tissue cells, mainly mast cells, and it mainly an extravascular. It is mainly extravascular in distribution. So key points we have to remember: lowest serum concentration, lower daily production, lower T half life, only heat labile, and it is mainly present on the tissue cells. Now functions is that it is potent and mediate the type 1 hypersensitivity reactions by binding to the mast cell and activating them, ठीक है, and causing their degranulation. IgE response is seen in various allergic conditions such as asthma, anaphylaxis, and fever. IgA is elevated in the helminthic infections by coating on the surface of the eosinophils. IgE stimulates the release of the mediator onto the surface of the helminth by process known as antibody mediated cellular cytotoxicity. We also read in the IgA as well, if you remember, that IgA was causing the antibody dependent cell mediated cytotoxicity, and IgE is also causing the this antibody dependent cellular cytotoxicity. Now coming to the IgG, now it is found as a membrane immunoglobulin or on the surface of the B cell. If you remember, we studied कि IgM भी दो तरीके के होते हैं, एक तो होता है मोनोमर, एक होता है पेंटामर. ठीक है, अगर मोनोमर है तो वो बी सेल के सरफेस पे होगा, और अगर इसको रिलीज होगा तो ये पेंटामर के फॉर्म में रिलीज होगा वेसल्स में, वेस्कुलर में, वेस्कुलरिटी, मतलब ये इंट्रावेस्कुलर होता है. तो वैसे आईजीडी जो होता है ना, वो भी सरफेस ऑफ द बी सेल पे होता है. अब कैसे आता है कि बी सेल के सरफेस पे कौन सी दो एंटीबॉडी होती है? इजी टू रिमेम्बर, बी का हम कैसे लिखते हैं? ऐसे. तो ऐसे ही अपना एम बनेगा, तो एक तो आईजीएम, दूसरा आईजीजी, दैट इज only half of the B that is causing the D. So IgD is found as a membrane on the surface of the B cell and act as a B cell receptor along with the IgM. It is the highest carbohydrate content among all and no other functions if is known. Just दो ही point remember करने हैं अपन को, एक तो ये membrane पे मिलते हैं similar to that of the IgM and highest carbohydrate concentration. Now moving next to the antigenic determinant of the immunoglobulins. Since antibodies are glycoproteins, they can themselves function as potent immunogens, having a number of antigenic determinant which can induce antibody response in host other than the parent host. As I told you कि antibody themselves are also capable of forming the antibodies against them, क्योंकि इनके पास antigenic determinant होते हैं. If you remember, I told this antigenic determinant were present in the variable region of the heavy chain. ठीक है, it is observed that entire molecule is not immunogenic, but it contains the antigenic determinant. Based on the location, the IgG molecules are divided into isotype, etiotypes, and the or allotypes. Now, isotypes, the five classes of the IgG, that is IgG, and their subclasses are called isotypes. They vary from each other due to amino acid sequence of the constant region of the heavy chain. As I told you before कि जो heavy chain का जो constant region होता है, इसकी वजह से हमने IgA, MDA को अपने classes में divide किया है. They are present in all the members of the species and are similar in nature. Hence, antibody against isotypes can be produced by injecting IgG from one species to another species. Now, coming to the idiotypes, the unique amino acid sequence present in the paratop region. अब ये क्या है? That is the heavy and light chain region. ये अपने पास antibody है. This is the light chain. This is the heavy chain. This is the variable region. This is the constant region. Right, and this is the variable region of light chain. This is of heavy chain. ठीक है, and यहाँ पे जो sequence है, depending on this sequence in the variable region of heavy and light chain of one member of a species act as an antigenic determinant to the another member of the same species. So they are idiotypes. Like such antigenic determinants are called as idiotypes, and the sum total of the idiotypes on Ig molecule constitutes its idiotypes. So it is a unique amino acid sequence in the paratop region of one member and act as antigen determinant to the other member of the same species. Now, such variation between the immunoglobulin to the difference in the amino acid is called as idiotypic variation, and idiotypes in an individual arise continuously from mutations in the genes. Hence, it may act as a foreign to the host itself, however, do not evoke the autoimmune response, but they are present because they are present in the small numbers. So they can also act foreign particles to self immunity as well. Now coming to next, that is the allotypes. Now antigenic determinant present in the isotypes genes in the constant region of the heavy chain light chain encoded by the multiple alleles are called as the एलोटाइप्स. अपनों ने जो इडियोटाइप्स की बात की थी वो अपनों ने वेरिएबल रीजन में बात की थी, लेकिन एलोटाइप में अपन कांस्टेंट रीजन में बात करेंगे. ठीक है, कांस्टेंट रीजन में जो वेरिएबिलिटी आएगी. Although all the member species inherit the same type of isotype genes, multiple alleles exist for same allele genes. Hence, allotypes are present in the constant region and in some but not all the member of the species. The sum of the individual allotype determinants displayed by an antibody determinant is allotype, and allotype differs in the sequence of 1 to 4 amino acid. We have to remember just that allotype is present in the constant region, idiotype is present in the variable region. Right now, to date, three systems of allotypic markers have been characterized by the humans. For kappa chain has 3 km allotypes. For gamma chain have 25 GM types, and for alpha antibody to allotype determinants can be produced by injecting antibodies containing these determinants from one member to another within a given species. Anti-allotype specific antibodies may also be developed. Okay, now allotypic systems, three systems of allotypic markers are generated for kappa, for gamma, and for alpha. Detailed is not so much asked about this, so if you skip it, so let it be. So now coming to abnormal immunoglobulins, in addition to the five classes of the normal antibodies, other structurally similar proteins are seen in the serum. Now first we'll talk about the Benz-Jones proteins. ठीक है, they are produced in the neoplastic conditions or the multiple myeloma. Now they are also called as the light chain disease, as the cancerous plasma cell produce excess of the light chains which are accumulated in the patient serum. ठीक है, तो बेंस जोन्स प्रोटीन्स क्या हो गए, ये लाइट चेन प्रोटीन्स हैं, क्योंकि लाइट चेन बहुत एक्सेस में, क्योंकि बेंजोस प्रोटीन्स मल्टीपल माइलोमा में मिलता है, और माइलोमा, मल्टीपल माइलोमा क्या है, प्लाज्मा सेल का कैंसर है, प्लाज्मा सेल का कैंसर, तो एक्सेस ऑफ प्लाज्मा, एक्सेस ऑफ एंटीबॉडी फॉर्मेशन, तो एक्सेस ऑफ लाइट चेन. ठीक है, and these get accumulated in the kidney and the patient's serum, representing as the Benz-Jones proteins. Such proteins have unique property of getting coagulating. We have to remember this. Have the property of getting coagulated at 15 degree and redissolving at 70 degree. ठीक है, तो 50 पे तो coagulate, 70 पे dissolve. Now another abnormal antibodies are the Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia, that is, it is a B cell lymphoma producing excess of IgGM. ठीक है, now how do we remember? I used to remember W से उल्टा कर दो तो M, it is excess of IgM. Heavy chain disease, it is characterized by excessive production of heavy chain, and cryoglobulinemia, it is seen in the multiple myeloma and the hepatitis C infection. Now moving next to the important, that is the monoclonal antibodies. Now monoclonal antibodies are defined as the antibodies derived from a single clone of cell having the same antigenic specificity, that is against a single epitope of antigen. ठीक है, now monoclonal antibodies are produced against single epitope of an antigen. ठीक है, मतलब एंटीजन के भी जो स्मॉलेस्ट एंटीजन डिटर्मिनेंट है एपिटोप, उसके अगेंस्ट इतना ज्यादा स्पेसिफिक होता है. ठीक है, नाउ पॉलीक्लोनल वर्सेस मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडी, व्हेन एन एंटीजन हैविंग अ मल्टीपल एपिटोप्स एंटर द बॉडी, each epitope may stimulate one clone of B cell producing one type of antibody. Hence, the antibody mixture present in serum is said to be polyclonal. Polyclonal मतलब कि जो डिफरेंट मल्टीपल एपिटोप्स जो हमने दिए, मल्टी एक एंटीजन में मल्टीपल एपिटोप्स है, दिस विल एक्टिवेट द each epitope will activate 1 2 3 4 5 6. देखिए एपिटोप 1 है, एपिटोप 2 है, हर एक एपिटोप एक क्लोन ऑफ बी सेल को एक्टिवेट करेगा, तो उससे क्या है, मिक्सचर ऑफ एंटीबॉडीज विल बी फॉर्म. ठीक है, however when only one clone of B cell is stimulated by a single epitope, इतना याद करो, अगर सिंगल एपिटोप है तो मोनोक्लोन है, अगर मल्टीपल एपिटोप है तो पॉलीक्लोनल है. दैट इज इजी टू रिमेंबर, एंड सच एंटीबॉडीज आर रिफर्ड टू एज मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज. अगर सिंगल एपिटोप है तो मोनोक्लोनल एंटीबॉडीज, क्योंकि सिंगल क्लोन ऑफ सेल एक्टिवेट हो गया, मल्टीपल क्लोन ऑफ सेल्स बी सेल्स, तो मल्टीपल एपिटोप की वजह से दैट इज द पॉलीक्लोनल. Now coming to the production of the monoclonal antibody, that is by the hybridoma technique. Okay, now monoclonal antibodies are produced by the hybridoma technique developed by the Kohler and the Milstein, for which they are awarded the Nobel Prize. Now, principle is that a clone of the B cell stimulated against a single epitope of antigen is fused with the immortal cell, that is the myeloma cell. हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हम लोग myeloma cell लेते हैं, ठीक है, जिसका मल्टीप्लीकेशन हम यूज करेंगे, इसके साथ हम बी सेल लेंगे, ठीक है, अ क्लोन ऑफ बी सेल दैट हैज बीन स्टिमुलेटेड अगेंस्ट अ सिंगल एपिटोप, ठीक है, एंड दिस विल फ्यूज टुगेदर क्योंकि इसके पास तो मल्टीप्लिकेशन की कैपेबिलिटी और इसके पास वो जो अपन को चाहिए एक सिंगल एंटीबॉडी बनाने की एबिलिटी। एट द मल्टीपल माइलोमा हाइब्रिडोमा सेल has two properties, that is produces the monoclonal antibody to same antigen and multiplies indefinitely producing the clone of the identical cell। माइलोमा सेल तो मल्टीप्लाई करता रहेगा और मल्टीप्लाई कर करके क्या करेगा, सिंगल क्लोन ऑफ सेल्स को बनाता रहेगा, बोथ द प्रॉपर्टीज वी आर टेकिंग। Procedures now, first is the mouse splenic cells. The mouse is injected with an antigen. The mouse is injected with an antigen containing the desired epitope. After the mouse, the splenic B cells are obtained, which are activated. Now, what we do कि हमने माइस लिया, एक चूहे को हमने क्या इंजेक्ट किया, जो एंटीजन के अगेंस्ट अपन को एंटीबॉडी बनानी है वो एपिटॉप के लिए, तो एंटीजन इंजेक्ट किया तो स्प्लीन सेल एक्टिवेट हो गए, स्प्लीन सेल ने अपने एंटीबॉडी बना दी, ठीक है, एक्टिवेट हो गई। नाउ अपनों ने फ्यूज कर दिया माइलोमा सेल के साथ, which is the source of the immortal cell, and they are cancerous plasma cell. They closely resemble the mouse B cells, hence are compatible for the fusion. Now, hence myeloma cells are genetically modified with two mutations so that they lose the ability to produce their own antibody but retains the immortal antibody. The mouse splenic cells and mutated myeloma cells are fused in polyethylene glycol broth, that is the myeloma cell, and the splenic B cell are fused in the polyethylene glycol broth, that is in the reaction chamber. Three types of cells will be generated: unfused myeloma cells, unfused mouse splenic B cells and fused hybridoma cells, ठीक है, या तो unfused myeloma cells मिलेंगी या spleen cells अलग मिलेंगी या दोनों fused cells मिलेंगी। Now we need to do the purification, that is by H media, ठीक है। Now hypoxanthine media we use for the purification. The next step is to remove the unwanted unfused cell to propagate the clone of the hybridoma cell. This is carried by the subculturing the cell in the reaction chamber in the H80 medium. Now it consists of hypoxanthine, aminopterin, thymidine medium. Purine synthesis in mammalian cell occurs by the de-neo salvage pathway. Aminopterin blocks the de-neo pathway, so the cells has to perform the salvage pathway to synthesize purine. Salvage pathway requires two important enzymes, that is SGPRT and the thymidine kinase. So any cell that lacks SGPRT cannot grow on the H media. What, just remember one thing कि एच मीडियम में हाइपोजेंथिन अमीनोप्टेरिन थाइमिडीन मीडियम होता है और कोई भी सेल जिसमें एचजीपीआरटी नहीं हो सकता, कैनॉट ग्रो इन द एचएटी मीडियम एंड दैट इज एब्सेंट इन द माइलोमा सेल, ठीक है। तो ये सिर्फ फ्यूज्ड सेल ही है जो एचएटी मीडियम में ग्रो कर पाएगा, कि माइलोमा सेल तो अकेली तो वैसे भी नहीं ग्रो कर सकती। नाउ selection, if the original antigen is used has multiple epitopes, many cell would fuse with myeloma cells to produce a mixture of hybridoma cells, each having specificity for one epitope. The medium containing the hybridoma cells is then diluted into multiple well plates to an extent that each well contains only one cell. Now, hybridoma cells that is been produced are selected by the radioimmunoassay or the ELISA. Now, how to maintain the monoclonal antibody? They can be maintained in two ways. That is, hybridoma cell is cultured to then generate a clone of the identical cell, producing the pure form of the monoclonal antibodies. Now, another is that alternative desired hybridoma cell is injected into the peritoneal cavity of the mouse. Either it is cultured to generate the clone of cell, or either it is injected into the peritoneal cavity of the mouse. ठीक है, such monoclonal antibody obtained from mouse and serum may not be in the pure form, is often mixed with the other antibodies. So this is it. This is the mice that we did the specific antigen or epitope inoculation and the fusion of the epitope with the it causes the activation of the splenic B cell. So the splenic B cell and the myeloma cells are fused and they are fused in the presence of polyethylene glycol, and they are separated, cultured in the H80 media, hypoxanthine acridine thymidine media, and hybridoma the screening is done and the antibody that has been produced are the monoclonal antibodies. Now, type of the monoclonal antibodies. The above mentioned procedure would yield monoclonal antibodies whose 100% amino acids are mouse derived. The problem of the mouse is antibodies that the mouse proteins being formed can induce immune response. Hence, mouse derived monoclonal antibodies are not best for the humans. Since the discovery of hybridoma technique, various modification has been done. Now, mouse monoclonal antibody, it contains 100% mouse-derived proteins. Another is the chimeric. It is prepared by the recombination of 34% of the mouse protein with the 66% of the human proteins. Another is the humanized, that is here only the antigen binding site is mouse derived and the remaining part is the human derived. Human monoclonal antibody, it contains 100% of the human derived amino acid or the protein. Now, this is the same, that is the human monoclonal antibody, this is the humanized, this is the chimeric, and this is the murine. Now, how to use this prefix for the monoclonal antibodies, I guess, have been taught in the pharmacology. So, what was the humanized? It was a 10 to 90%. That is, a 10% is the mouse and 90% is was the human derived. And human is complete 100%. Now, coming to the chimeric, it was around the 60% and the 34%. Okay. Now, moving next application, that is the isolation. Isolation. Monoclonal antibodies can be used to purify individual molecules from mixture when they are present in the low concentration, that is interferon and coagulation factor 8. Now, identification of the cells and the clones, for example, T helpers, T cytotoxic scale diagnostic. The widest application of is a detection of the antigen. The antigen detection kits employ various monoclonal antibody tagged with the detection molecules. Since they are specific monoclonal antibodies, so they can be used for the detection of the uh, monoclonal the specific antigen. Monitoring of the protein and drug level in the serum. Another is the passive immunity for post-exposure prophylaxis against various infections. Monoclonal antibody can be given. Examples used for the rabies, hepatitis B, and the tetanus. For the therapeutics use, is they are used in the treatment of the various inflammatory and allergy disease and the cancers, and can be used as the immunotoxin. Okay, that is MAP is conjugated with the bacterial and chemical toxin, can be used to kill the target cells such as the cancer cells. So monoclonal antibody when given with the chemical toxins can be used to kill the cancer cells. Right. Now, moving to the antibody diversity. Antibody diversity is a mechanism by virtue of which human immune system is capable of producing a vast number of antibodies corresponding to various epitopes of different antigens. There are several postulates which explain the mechanism. Multiple chromosomes. Now, IgG immunoglobulin chains are coded in different chromosomes, that is heavy chain is coded by the chromosome number 12, whereas the light kappa and lambda, that is kappa and lambda by the 2 and 22. That is heavy chain by 14. How to remember it? 14. This is how we write, then extend it. So heavy chain. Okay? And kappa and lambda by 2 and 22. If you see the lambda is inverse to, it is 22. Kappa and lambda. Now, multiple Gs exist for each segment. For example, there are 51. Now, there are antibody diversity is mainly due to because multiple alleles are taking part, and it is a by human system is capable of producing vast number of antibodies for various epitopes, and it is mainly due to multiple chromosomes that are taking part involved in it. Now, just remember that the heavy chain is by 14 and 2 and 22 by the kappa and lambda. Now, this we've already discussed about the IgG. IgG is the, how do we remember IgG? That is the gammas. 312, that is IgG is the maximum the concentration, life is highest, T half life is highest and serum concentration highest, and 312 that is the reaction with the complement in the sequence 312, 2 सबसे पुअर है, चाहे 2 को प्लेसेंटा क्रॉस हो तो भी पुअर हो, ऑप्सोनेशन हो तो भी पुअर हो, और कॉम्प्लीमेंट एक्टिवेशन हो तो भी पुअर है। ठीक है, नाउ अनदर इज जी गम दे, दैट इज द IgA। हाउ डू यू रिमेम्बर IgA? ठीक है, तो IgA इज टेकिंग पार्ट इन ADCC। दूसरा ये मोनोमर में होता है और डाइमर भी होता है, और मोनोमर 2 यूनिट्स को जोड़ने के लिए J चेन होती है, राइट, and it is what? Secretory antibody, so therefore causing the mucosal or the local immunity। ठीक है, नेक्स्ट इज द एम, IgM। तो IgM कैसे आता है? मैक्सिमम मॉलिक्यूलर वेट, तो फिर मैक्सिमम सेडिमेंटेशन कोएफिशिएंट। दूसरा, वैसे तो ये 20 मोनोमर है तो 20 सेल के सरफेस पे होगा, लेकिन इसको रिलीज होगा तो ये पेंटामर के फॉर्म में होगा, और दूसरा ये इंट्रावास्कुलर होता है, सो इस IgM। देन कमिंग टू D is also present on the cells of the B cells and on the surface of the mature B cells। Now next is the IgE, it is प्रोड्यूस द लोवेस्ट, एक तो लोवेस्ट डेली कॉन्सेंट्रेशन में होगा, और इसका जो हाफ लाइफ होगा सबसे कम होगा, और ये एलर्जी हाइपर सेंसिटिव रिएक्शन में पार्ट लेगा, दैट इज IgE। दिस IgM, A, G, E and D। नाउ first we'll revise some key points of the session। ठीक है, सो एंटीबॉडी का स्ट्रक्चर वी हैव सीन, 2 लाइट चेन, 2 हेवी चेन। ठीक है, नाउ coming next, that is two, all the chains have two ends. One is the terminal amino and the carboxy। Now, the classes of amino acid is gumdate, two light chain that is kappa and lambda, and either of one is present, both are not present। इसके अलावा वेरिएबल रीजन और कांस्टेंट रीजन, बाहर की तरफ वेरिएबल रीजन, अंदर की तरफ कांस्टेंट रीजन। ऊपर वाला फैब जहाँ पे एंटीबॉडी बाइंड होगी, नीचे वाला FC दैट इज कांस्टेंट फ्रेगमेंट। नाउ वी हैव सीन ऑल दिस। हिंज रीजन क्या होता था? हिंज रीजन की वजह से फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी हुआ, वी हैव टू रिमेम्बर दिस, एंड वेरियस एंजाइमेटिक डाइजेशन सस्पेक्टिबिलिटी भी हिंज रीजन की वजह से ही होती है। नाउ इम्पॉर्टेंट, दैट इज द पपाइन का अगर डाइजेशन होगा तो वहां पे क्या होगा? हिंज रीजन पे एट ए पॉइंट ऑफ हिंज रीजन के ऊपर वो क्लीव करेगा तो 2 फैब फ्रेगमेंट और 1 FC फ्रेगमेंट रिलीज होगा, जबकि पेप्सिन तो 2 फैब फ्रेगमेंट और और क्या एंटीबॉडी FC फ्रेगमेंट के पार्टिकल्स रिलीज होंगे, क्योंकि ये जो क्लीव करता है, ये क्लीव कहाँ करता है? हिंज रीजन के डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड के नीचे। ठीक है, तो इतना छोटा पोर्शन होता है कि इसका फ्रेगमेंट हो जाता है, तो 2 फैब फ्रेगमेंट रिलीज होंगे। Now come another is the meta कैप्टोइथेनॉल, जो क्या करेगा कि पूरा ही जो डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड जहां जहां प्रेजेंट है पूरे को ही तोड़ देगा। यहाँ यहाँ डाइसल्फाइड बॉन्ड प्रेजेंट है तो उसकी वजह से 2 हेवी चेन और 2 लाइट चेन। Now moving next, function of the immunoglobulin। Now function is that protection and effector cells। Now what is the, मैंने क्या बताया था कि जो एंटीबॉडी है, ठीक है, वहां पे जो ऊपर वाला पोर्शन है फैब से, इट विल ओनली बाइंड टू द एंटीजन। ठीक है, ना नीचे वाला इज द एफ से पोर्शन, इट विल बाइंड विद द कॉम्प्लीमेंट। बाकी जो भी बाइंड करेगा वो यहाँ पे बाइंड करेगा, इट विल बाइंड टू द फेगोसाइट्स और अदर सेल्स, एंड इट विल बाइंड टू द कॉम्प्लीमेंट। ठीक है, चाहे फेगोसाइट्स, लिम्फोसाइट, प्लेटलेट्स, मास्ट सेल हो, FC रीजन बाइंड करेगा। इम्यूनोग्लोबिस जो प्लेसेंटा को क्रॉस करता है तो रिसेप्टर्स ऑन प्लेसेंटा ट्रोफोब्लास्ट वो भी FC रीजन को बाइंड करेगा। जस्ट रिमेंबर कि जो ऊपर वाला फैब फ्रेगमेंट है सिर्फ वही एंटीबॉडी, बाकी जितने भी सेल्स है वो नीचे बाइंड करेंगे। नाउ IgG, ठीक है, दैट इज गमल S, that is the maximum daily production, longest half life and the highest serum concentration. तो चार क्लास होती है IgG 1, 2, 3 and 4 और 312 इसका इम्पोर्टेंट है, दैट इज 312 कॉम्प्लीमेंट फिक्सेशन का सीक्वेंस, दैट इज 3, 1 and 2 and 2 is very poor, so 2 is poor also has the cross placenta and complement fixation भी 2 poor है, इसके बाद phagocytosis में भी 2 poor है. Coagulation, that is against the Staphylococcus aureus. IgM, that is M for M, highest molecular weight, इसलिए sedimentation coefficient भी maximum होगा. इसके अलावा मोनोमर पेंटामर में है और मोनोमर में बी सेल पे है तो मोनोमर और रिलीज होगा तो पेंटामर. ठीक है. अब कॉम्प्लीमेंट इसका मैक्सिमम क्यों है, क्योंकि पेंटामर है तो 5 एफसी रीजन है और एफसी रीजन पे कॉम्प्लीमेंट, तो 5 कॉम्प्लीमेंट को एक्टिवेट करने की कैपेबिलिटी, तो मैक्सिमम पोटेंसी है कॉम्प्लीमेंट एक्टिवेशन के लिए. fetal immunity, it is the earliest synthesized in fetal life, अगर है तो इसका मतलब इंट्रायूटराइन इन्फेक्शन है. अगेंस्ट इंट्रावस्कुलर, तो इंट्रावस्कुलर इन्फेक्शन के अगेंस्ट and mediated agglutination. Next is IgGA, that is A for A, that is ADCC and it is predominant in monomer or dimer. अगर dimer है तो it is joined by the zinc chain and it is predominantly found in the body secretions, that is the milk, tears, intestinal and mucosal tract, तो mucosal immunity भी देगा and breast milk. Now IgA, secretory IgA, that we have seen that it is mainly dimeric and IG1, इसमें भी दो होते हैं, IG1A and IG A2. इसमें 1 ज़्यादा होता है, 90% is mostly A1 and 10% is A2, but it is present in higher concentration in secretions and in serum. Now IgE, that is having lowest, सब कुछ कम है, lowest serum concentration, lowest 3 half life, lowest daily production. ठीक है. And very important to remember, it is the only heat labile antibody. Okay, and it is extravascular, has affinity to the tissue cells. Function of IgA type 1 hypersensitivity reaction and it is elevated in the Helminth reaction and also causes the ADCC. Now IgD, it is found on the surface of the B cell similar to the, कैसे हमने याद किया था surface पे B कैसे होता है, B ऐसे होता है. एक तो IgM मिलेगा, ठीक है, this is M only, another is that this is it, D, that is IgD. Now, isotopes are the 5 classes of the immunoglobulin are isotopes. So, they are present in all the members of the same species. Idiotopes, that is present in the hypervariable region of the this of heavy chain and the light chain. Yeah, now so antigen determinants are called idiotypes and they difference in the amino acid sequences of variable region and in individual as continuously from mutation. Now coming to the allotypes, they are present in the constant region. Just remember allotypes, ACC याद रखो, it is present in the constant region, जबकि idiotypes was due to presence in the variable region. Mutation की वजह से mainly. Allotypes, it is present in a constant region. Although members of the species inherit the same type of isotype, multiple alleles exist in some of the allele genes, and allotypes are present in the constant region of the IgG in some, but not all. The sum of individuals. Now, 3 systems have been found in line, that is the KM, gamma, and alpha. Now, allotype antibody to allotype determinant can be produced by injecting antibody containing these 3 determinants from one member to the another member. Abnormal one is the Bence-Jones proteins, the multiple myeloma due to increased plasma cell. Plasma cell बढ़ गया तो antibody production में light chain production बढ़ जाएगी, which will get accumulated into the serum and to the urine. दूसरा W से हमने याद किया, W को उल्टा करेंगे M, that is the IgM, excess of IgM. Then coming to the monoclonal, that is the PFC monoclonal में क्या होगा कि अगेंस्ट सिंगल एपिटोम के अगेंस्ट सिंगल क्लोन ऑफ सेल्स बनेंगी B cells and polyclonal में अगेंस्ट मल्टीपल एपिटोप्स मल्टीपल क्लोनल ऑफ सेल्स. ठीक है. एंड हाउ डिड वी, व्हाट इज वाज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कि हमने माइस को इंजेक्ट किया स्पेसिफिक एंटीजन एपिटोप, उसके अगेंस्ट उसका स्प्लेनिक सेल्स एक्टिवेट हुई और एंटीबॉडी बनाने लगी, उसको हमने फ्यूज किया माइलोमा सेल्स में. माइलोमा सेल्स में कैपेबिलिटी होती है मल्टीप्लाई करने की, ठीक है। एंड इट वाज फ्यूज्ड इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ पॉलीइथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल, दैट वी रिमेंबर दैट पॉलीइथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल ब्रोथ में इनको फ्यूज कराया, फिर अपन ने इनको अलग करने के लिए एचएटी मीडियम यूज किया, दैट इज हाइपोजेंथिन अमीनोप्टेरिन थाइमिडीन मीडियम, क्योंकि माइलोमा सेल कैन नॉट मल्टीप्लाई इन दिस मीडियम, देयरफॉर ओनली फ्यूज्ड सेल्स विल मल्टीप्लाई। नाउ types of monoclonal antibodies. One is the mouse antibody antibody, that is 100% derived from mouse. Chimeric, that is 34 to 64%. Humanized, that is 90 is to 10. That is 90 is human derived, 10 is the mouse, and human antibody. Monoclonal antibody. It is used for the isolation and purification, for the diagnostic purpose, for therapeutic use, and as formation of the immunotoxicity. Antibody diversity is due to by the chromosomes that is present. We have to remember that is kappa and lambda. टू एंड लैम्डा अगर देखा जाए टू ही है तो इन डबल टू, एंड अनदर इज द हैवी चेन, दैट इज हाउ वी रिमेम्बर हैवी एच ऐसे है तो क्रोमोसोम नंबर 14, ठीक है। इसको एक्सटेंड करेंगे तो एच बन जाएगा, तो दिस इज हाउ वी रिमेम्बर। नाउ ये सो thank you for today's session. I hope that it was clear. Please do use my code, that is Muskan, to get 10% of the discount. So if there any topic that you want me to cover especially, please do let me know. And I hope that everyone is preparing well for the examination. And best of luck. See you in the next class.